Hello everyone, this is Vid, and today we are going to be getting Mythic with Mono Black Lantern Control. I'm calling the deck Lantern Control because we're using Tergrid, God of Fright, and Tergrid's Lantern as our primary synergy / win condition for this deck. This is going to be supported with Liliana, a very powerful planeswalker, and Blood on the Snow, another really powerful addition from Kaldheim. This is day 1 of Kaldheim, and this is the first list I'm going to be testing. Without further ado, let's go ahead and get into the game. We'll be starting at Diamond 4 and moving to Mythic with this build. This is the first day of Kaldheim, but I might be making some changes along the way, and I'll be sure to explain those changes as we go and the metagame develops. Also probably do another video update here in like a week on what I'm playing after everything's kind of settled a little bit. Okay, so we have 4 lands, 3, maybe 4 lands. Turn 2, turn 3, turn 4 plays. Very potent, very strong hand. I like this a lot. We are on the draw. Okay, let's go ahead and start by playing a snow covered. 4 lands in this deck. What you want to do generally is play your snow covered first because of things like Blood on the Snow, for example. We want to have as many developed snow covered lands as we can. There's no point in playing Locthwain until you already have 3 other lands out, so it's fine to wait on that. And same thing for Field of Ruin. Until you have 2 other lands out, there's no point in playing the Field of Ruin. Very small thing, but it is a way to get an advantage. Another good habit when you play a tome, hold priority on your upkeep. That's what I'm doing here, just in case I decide I need to scry on my upkeep. And that can happen. Dryad, second land. I don't think we need to scry. We can go ahead and just draw. And I think I'm going to play my Field of Ruin. And this is a very nice Elspeth's Nightmare target. Looks like opponent's playing the green-red landfall deck. All basics, so probably something with the Hydra, the plant Hydra thing, Pylath. I can't remember its exact name, but that's almost certainly what we're dealing with here. So it'll be good to plan for that. Hold upkeep just in case I decide I need to scry. I don't think I will, but it's always a good habit. Okay, opponent plays land, gets a mana, plays a new Dryad. Interesting. Okay. 2 and 3, so we can't nail them both with the Extinction Event. Could nail one of them. But here in a second, our Elspeth's Nightmare will go off and we'll get to see what their last card in hand is and plan appropriately for it. Okay, I don't think we need to scry just yet. Snow-covered swamp is nice. Let's take a peek. Ashaya. Ashaya is odd. Not odd as in strange. It's a strong card. But it's odd as an Extinction Event odd. So I think here I want to take out the even. And then next turn we can Extinction Event the odd away. And that should handle all of opponent's problems. We also might play a tap land next turn to set up Blood on the Snow. No real reason to scry. Our answers are lining up quite well against our opponent's questions. Shaya. Let's go ahead and draw. Exile their graveyard. Play our Extinction Event on odd. Then play a tap land so that we have the option of Blood on the Snow next turn. And if we don't need a Blood on the Snow, we might just like Heartless Act, draw a card with Tome. It's an option. Opponent might be looking to play a Pylath. That's what it looked like when they floated all their mana there. I don't know. Might have just been a misclick. Another Ashaya. We can kill that with a Heartless Act. So we don't need to worry too much. Yeah, we're good. I'm going to play a Snow-covered swamp because we want to keep building up our snow supply. No creatures in our graveyard, so we want to definitely hold Blood in the Snow. But let's draw a card first with our Tome. Another Blood in the Snow, quite nice. Here, we can actually activate Field of Ruin first, and that will leave us with just enough mana to do a Heartless Act. So let's go ahead and eat this. Doesn't really make much of a difference doing that, but it's technically the play, I think. Let's destroy. stripping out opponents' basics, it's a very tiny thing to do, but what you kind of do is you eventually run them out of Evolving Wilds and Fabled Passage targets, so their landfall triggers aren't as effective, because they can only run so many basics. And if they're running 4 Fabled Passage and 4 Evolving Wilds, you can often run them out a little bit early by Field of Ruining them. But it's a very tiny thing. So we'll play a Snow-Covered Swamp here. We're not really concerned about this Brushfire Elemental yet, so I think we're just going to keep drawing with Mazemind Tome. Murderous Rider's nice. We're going to wait to play it though. We might have a target that really needs an answer. Or if our opponent invests in pumping this guy, that might be another good reason. So we'll attack. We'll say no blocks. It's always important. And then we'll go ahead and just kill one. Then probably play our Blood on the Snow. Interesting thing about Blood in the Snow, it almost reads as though it'll actually bring back the Murderous Rider before it goes back. I'm interested to try that out. But the way I'm reading it, it'll bring it back while the trigger's still on the stack. So I'm interested to see that interaction. Go ahead and foretell this. Hopefully we'll get to see that interaction this game. I'd like to learn that for future reference. Adventurous Impulse, pretty nice top deck. They might be looking for that plant guy. Ancient Green Warden, doubles landfall triggers, can play lands from the graveyard. That's another good reason to run them out of basics. Okay. That is a very big guy. So this will be a good opportunity to use Blood on the Snow. That is impressive. Okay, we'll play our Snow-Covered Swamp, and we'll go ahead and just cast Blood on the Snow, because I really want to see if this gives us our Murderous Rider back. So let's destroy all creatures. Pay with all snow, and I think, yes, we can. That is awesome. I like that. That makes sense. Probably should have drawn a card first, actually, but I was really interested in learning that. Yeah, if we had drawn a card first, we could have actually played our Crawling Barrens so we could start attacking with it right away. So that was a bit of a misplay. But that's okay. In the name of science. Opponent's not going to play anything. We are going to pump the heck out of our Crawling Barrens. Give it a few counters. Don't make it a creature. Don't make it a creature. Play a land. And 1, 2, 3, 4. We're just going to be trying to run this down as quick as we can. And we're going to play our Tergrid too. I think as a creature to maximize the clock. This also will let us use Shadow if we want, and to steal away a few of their creatures. We could have also played it as a Lantern, but I think this gives us more ways of getting lethal next turn. But pays a Cobra, gets a mana. Is that the removal land maybe? He's doing damage to each of them. That's my guess. The red removal land, the mythic one. That's what it seems like. Yep. Okay, that's no biggie. Let me think. I think we got lethal, right? No, not quite. Because we can 2, 3, 4. We can do this to kill that. And then we go 1, 2, 3, 4. Bring this alive. Yeah, it's not quite lethal, but it'll be lethal next turn. Because we'll be able to kill with either of the Crawling Barrens. And I don't think there's a single draw that gets him out. Even if he draws the plant and makes a million plants, we have Blood on the Snow. And that's a good game. Let's go to game 2. Massacre Wurm seems really good against all the cards he's playing. As far as what we're cutting, Liliana actually seems a little bit weaker in this matchup. Not that she's bad, but I don't think she's good. Cling to Dust is probably a little bit more of a liability, so we'll cut 2 Cling to Dust, 1 Liliana, bring in the 3 Massacre Wurms, and I'm pretty happy about how we line up against this deck. Alright, so here we have a turn 2, not really a turn 3 because we know they're playing all basic lands. Some turn 4s. It's not a bad hand, honestly. I think I'm okay keeping it. It is a little bit questionable in terms of just like, is going for 6 better than the 7? It's very possible, but on the draw, I'm happy just having a turn 2 and multiple turn 4 options, especially in Standard. I wouldn't feel the same in another format. So here I'm going to lead on Swamp. We do have this land that we are probably going to play tapped, but if we draw another land by turn 3, I think I'd rather hold on to it as a removal spell. So because we don't have a turn 3, I'm more happy to play it as a tap land on turn 3. And of course we get an Elspeth's Nightmare. And because our opponent didn't play anything, they just passed there, I'm actually going to play my tap land here, forego doing a Heartless Act, anticipating that they're only going to have 1 creature next turn for me to Nightmare, probably a Dryad. Phoenix is interesting. But Nightmare is a really clean answer to that. Because not only do we destroy it, but we also get to exile it. You need 3 other cards to get rid of it, to bring it back. Next turn we might just start on the Lantern train. We also can't let this Dryad live. But let's see what's in their hand. Only one land. Phoenix. Can't get exiled just yet. So if we kill Dryad, that actually gives them enough cards to bring back their Phoenix, which we don't want to do. We want to wait another turn. So we'll give them 1 turn with Dryad since nothing really bad can happen. And we'll just develop, I think, a Lantern. But we'll wait to activate it because we don't want to give them any chance to bring their Phoenix back. So on their end step, we'll activate it. Opponent's reading our cards, trying to figure things out. Got a Lotus Cobra. Okay, end of their turn. Activate Lantern. Nightmare is going to get rid of Phoenix forever. That's nice. Could have maybe activated Lantern in response to that trigger, but not a huge deal. We have a few options. These guys don't really do anything at the moment. So I think I just want to try to turbo out the win. So let's just play more Lanterns. Oh. Oops. Well, that's one thing about playing with new cards. I was under the impression you could have as many of those as you wanted. Oh, that looks silly. Well, still putting in the video because you know everyone messes up. Oh. That's okay. We're still in a pretty good spot. Oh my gosh. I can't believe I did that. We'll go ahead and even this out. Kill the Dryad. Keep activating the Lantern. It'll still be a pretty fast clock. Okay, well, that's a good thing to learn. So after you have the Lantern out, you just want to play it as a creature anyway. We'll go ahead and foretell this. Activate this. It's pretty cool that we can... Okay, Valakut Exploration, pretty good draw. Let's go ahead and activate... No, we'll wait. We'll untap Lantern at the end of their turn and do it, probably. Or in response to something else. Just another land. Okay, let's untap. Tap. Crawling Barrens is nice, really fast clock. But I think we can actually win here. 6, 7, 8. Yep, we can untap our Lantern twice. They have to sack their Exploration. And we just do it one more time, and that's the win. GG. Thank you all for watching. I'm going to continue climbing, recording, and editing, trying to get more of this deck put out all the way up to Mythic. The one change I did make after the first game, I cut the 2 Field of Ruin as I don't think they're very good. A lot of people are running a lot of basic lands right now. And I replaced them with a Castle Locthwain and another snow-covered swamp. I also replaced one of the removal spells on the sideboard with a Shadow's Verdict. I think it will serve pretty well right now. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you are interested in seeing some more mono black lists for Kaldheim.